mynews.studio.
Today is November 19th, 2025. Just a decade ago, coal fueled city lights after sunset. These days, solar panels are rapidly replacing smokestacks. Could we be seeing the sun become the main source of electricity?
That's quite a transformation to picture. According to the International Energy Agency's 2024 report, solar is on track to become the largest source of electricity worldwide by 2033. Did anyone anticipate this back in, say, 2015?
Almost no one did. If we look back at the Paris Agreement in 2015, solar wasn't really considered a major player. But now, the IEA projects global solar generation will quadruple by 2030. That puts it ahead of nuclear, wind, gas, and even coal. Just a few years ago, that seemed out of reach.
What's behind this acceleration? Is it just the technology getting better, or are there other factors?
It's a mix, but let's start with costs. The price of solar panels has dropped sharply. Manufacturing has become more efficient, supply chains are smoother, and the scale is huge, especially in China. But policy also matters. China's targets, subsidies, and feed-in tariffs made installing solar almost effortless.
China's approach stands out. The IEA notes they'll add more solar by the early 2030s than the entire current electricity demand of the US. That's massive. What are they doing that others aren't?
Centralized planning plays a role, but so do the incentives. They set clear targets, provide low-cost financing, and reduce administrative hurdles. Now, countries like India and some in Europe are following similar models. The key is making solar investment straightforward and appealing.
But this isn't just about China. Earlier, you mentioned the Paris Agreement. How did that change things for solar worldwide?
It set off a domino effect. Countries began setting their own renewable targets, which gave investors more confidence. Since then, solar has exceeded even the most optimistic early forecasts. By 2023, more solar capacity was installed than the IEA had predicted for 2050 before Paris.
That's a real surge. But what about the grid? Solar power is variable. What happens when there's no sun?
That's the heart of the challenge. The IEA projects global battery storage could reach 1,630 gigawatts by 2030. But storage and grid upgrades are still catching up. There are obstacles: high upfront costs, slow permitting, and grid congestion. Investments are happening, but the infrastructure needs to adapt faster.
So we could end up with plenty of solar power, but nowhere to send it if the grid isn't ready.
Exactly. Without enough storage or updated grids, solar's growth stalls. The issue is both technical and regulatory. Balancing reliability with rapid expansion isn't simple.
Let's talk about jobs. What happens in regions that have depended on coal for decades?
It's a difficult shift. Some places, like parts of Europe, have managed with retraining programs, infrastructure projects, and encouraging new industries. But in many coal-dependent areas, especially in developing countries, resources to support this transition are limited.
So is every region making a fair transition, or are some being left behind?
It's uneven. Some regions have strong just transition plans, but many don't. Without enough support, certain communities face real economic hardship. This raises bigger questions about international cooperation. Who's responsible, and how do we help?
If solar keeps rising, does it solve climate change, or is it only one part of the solution?
It's a major part. Solar reduces emissions, lowers reliance on fossil fuels, and can bring electricity to underserved areas. But new challenges arise: employment, grid stability, and the speed of change.
The IEA talks about an age of electricity. But will it be fair, dependable, and sustainable? Or could the fast changes leave some people out?
That's the core issue. Solar is ready to lead. But making this transition work depends on the details: sound policies, technological upgrades, and supporting people through the shift.
Today, we covered how solar could surpass coal by 2033, the factors behind its growth, the challenges with grids and jobs, and what this means for coal-dependent regions.
The sun could power our future, but reaching that point will require wise decisions, fair opportunities, and ongoing innovation.
Thanks for joining us. This episode was brought to you by mynews.studio. You can try it for free.